Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. Back to do another. Oh, I just did a split. And I got the King of Swords and the Death card. So this is interesting because this one's been coming out a bunch in the last couple weeks, but I feel like this one just came out. I'm not sure which reading it is. I'll have to link it up here, but whatever it is, it's like there's a harsh reality check that's happening and it's causing a change. So this is very, very, very interesting. When I pulled down this card, we got love. So it's going from harsh abuse to love and being in charge. So that's interesting. And then underneath this card we have, oh my gosh, the King and Queen of Swords. So like maybe having to draw boundaries here between this and like laying down the law around this truth. So that's intense. I'm gonna go to the Mystical Shaman and get some other cards. Let's see what else we got. But it's really interesting because I mean, I have been relating a lot of the readings, as if you've been watching them, know, to sort of like what's going on in Ukraine, because like I feel like that's really good reflection of the energy on the ground and what's going on. And yeah, it's really interesting because there's been like a lot of kerfuffle and back and forth, and first there was peace talks and then it was like, no, war criminal, and then like everything broke down again. And it's like I almost feel like the whole war crime situation is like the harsh unavoidable truth that's causing a change. But then at the same time they're talking about on the news how there's going to be a protracted conflict because of all of this, and I hope that's not the case. But so okay, so at the bottom of this deck we have the rainbow. So I love this one because it's a bird, and if you have been following my readings, I have a whole thread about birds because my dad, like, I feel like he talks to me through the birds. But this bird is in total alignment with all of its chakras. So the like universe is propelling this bird on its destiny. It's in alignment with all the planets and its chakras. Everything's in alignment. And so this bird is like totally in this empowered state of grace, you know, and that's the underlying energy. Oh my gosh. And when I picked this card up, we got the eagle, which is another bird, and this is a bird that's like all about staying above the fray. There was a reading called Staying Above the Fray when there's like this maybe like protracted conflict, but these birds are gonna like rise above into a state of grace. So yeah, and that's kind of like what these two other cards that came out are saying too, because the gatherer isn't like a state of flow, like where all the resources they need, all the food, everything like comes to them when they need it, like along their path, like they'll just be provided for by the universe. And then we have the beloved, which is like love, grace, maybe a love connection. But despite whatever this protracted conflict might be, I feel like this reading is speaking to, like I've been talking about how there's like these two camps, and there's the truth tribe, like karmic justice for the truth tribe, which is the people who've like done the work of coming into alignment with the universe and all their chakras. And so these are the people that are like stepping into this state of flow and grace in this moment of change, and whereas the folks that have not come into alignment with that and like maybe are living in the past are having this harsh reality check and maybe having to have boundaries drawn around them because they might be basically in super toxic energy, which There was a reading that I just did about a toxic mess being illuminated. So yeah, like there's like 2 stories. It's really interesting. And yeah, the toxic one is just like, ugh, I don't even want to tell the story or channel it or anything, because it's like, like, no thanks. Don't want to live with that. It's like, I've done the work, man. Okay, so I'm going to keep pulling cards. I'm going to the Intuitive Night Goddess. See what else we get for this. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the 2 of Cups, which is, this is a card of love and a soulmate connection, you know. But it's interesting that in this deck, it's like a Libra, like there's like the scales being balanced, and it's almost like this justice, you know, and then there's like the moon behind it. So it's almost like justice is being illuminated, you know, because it's been sort of like hidden, but it's like being illuminated, you know. I don't know where that came from. But we got the Queen of Cups, we got the Nymph of Pentacles, we got Revolution, and we got the 5 of Cups. So yeah, like there's this Queen of Cups who's like kind of living in this state of grace with all these flowers blooming, you know, they're being directed by their heart chakra and living in this state of flow. And this person is getting this tangible offer to like move forward. And there has been this whole theme in several other readings, and I'll try to link one of them, about this offer, this tangible Ace of Pentacles offer being this trigger for like allowing the sort of Truth Tribe camp to like move forward, or that's like what's enabling this change, you know. But then we also have this complete dissolution of the prevailing power structure, and this reminder of like, don't cry over spilled milk, focus on the love and move forward. Because despite all this grace and beauty and like opportunity that's around for some folks, like there's also this prevailing power structure that's totally going down. So there's also like destruction and violence and loss that's happening too. So it's like there's like a cautionary warning to like not get super focused on that loss, because it's important to like keep moving through this moment, because it's like the grace and the rewards and the good times are along the path of moving forward. So it's like, gotta like keep going. There was a reading about that, keep going also. So interesting. Okay, I just pulled that card twice. So yeah, we're at a turning point. We have the Lovers, which there's been a lot of readings about this, and I'll try to, I don't know if I'll be able to link one because I'm running out of links, but this is like a soulmate connection, but it's also like in the readings recently been speaking of like integration and integrating sort of like disowned parts of ourselves and empowering ourselves by like seeing all the things that we haven't wanted to see, you know, and like living in the truth, you know, and this being a foundation, a solid foundation to like build upon. And that it's like the folks that have done this work are going to move forward victoriously. So again, like hearkening back to that story, that's been like getting louder and louder and louder as time goes on. But yeah, like, I mean, basically there's been a huge shift in the collective consciousness, and it's just like we can either acknowledge it or not, but it's happened. Okay, so we have nourishment, and again, like for me, this is special meaning because the cheese, because I am a cheese maker. And that's my creation for the world, you know, but we have power. And I love how there's a woman in this card. So like referencing back to the reading about divine feminine empowerment and boundaries. So yeah, like I think it's a really, these are 3 messages that have been coming up a lot. And it's like, it's a time to take care of yourself, nourish yourself, self-care. Focus on that and not on the destruction that's happening all around. Like really just focus on building up your own energy and building a solid foundation for yourself. And it's a focus of, I mean, it's a time of empowerment for those who have kind of done the work and come into alignment with that. But also, it's like very important to have boundaries and build a bubble around yourself against the negativity that's around, because that is also very prevalent in the environment at this moment. So be super intentional and conscientious about your sort of orbit, who inhabits it, who you allow to inhabit it. And I think that's really going to support this shift. So self-care, self-love, boundaries, and just like building your own foundation, because the whole world is like changing all around us, and this is like really the time to sort of like build a foundation, because we're moving forward into the future. I want to be part of the future tribe. Actually, my cheese company is called Future Hero Cave. So that's pretty appropriate. But yeah, you should check it out, futureherocave.com.